Let's see, we got that. What are we doing? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay, call the Town of Bristol Selectboard meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. on Monday, April 27th, 2026. Need to approve the agenda. There are a couple changes. Oh, there's Joel. 5C, that will be punted until the next meeting. That's the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee social media presentation. That wasn't ready yet for them, so we'll do that at the next meeting. And also, there will be a very brief executive session this evening for contracts. And those are all the changes we have. Someone could approve that.
Move to accept the changes.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And let's see. Public forum. Anything non-agenda related for 5 minutes? Good evening, son. How are
Hi,
you?
how are y'all?
Good.
I had to make a little comment about the intersection there with come down from Lincoln on River Road and hitting the 17116. Yeah, and we all know it's kind of tricky there.
Yeah.
I mean, we know. But anyway, I've done hundreds of times, and a couple times ago, I come down, I stop about what the stop sign is, under the guy, and I look left, I look right, I look left, nobody coming left. I look right, the car coming, so I wait, and then it goes by, I drift up, I look left, nobody's there. I'm cautious at this one, I go up a little bit more, and a black pickup truck went right past me going at about 60. I don't care about the speed, he was going very fast, but
On
I'm used to-
116 or on River Road?
I'm on River Road, this is
He was on 116.
Yeah, I'm coming to that T. And
Yeah.
you got, and you, I'm sure you're all aware, and you've talked about this before, but you have to get out there a little bit to see what's coming sometimes, because of the curved bridge and the railings kind of block at one point. That's just a fact. I've seen it happen. I'm sure there's been accidents, but I'm just here to wonder if there's anything going forward there, and I thought maybe.
So you're talking River Road, up here,
Up
not
here.
River Road, no.
Lincoln Road.
Lincoln Road.
Coming right down to the T.
Okay, because I was down.
That's why I was down there.
I thought I said Lincoln, but Lincoln River Road.
And then I realized when you said you had to move out more, I was
With
like,
the
oh,
bridge,
no, he's
and
not
then
talking out
When you
there.
said the bridge, then I went, okay, no.
Yeah, so the bridge is in the way, and, but anyway, well, I guess people around here know that, but I was just thinking about somebody who's new or visiting. That's really surprised me, because I look, nobody's there, and you're up first, you can see down the road pretty good. And you look over here, and you gotta wait, and you might drift a little bit, but when you get to that one spot, you cannot see a vehicle, and you're only a couple of feet off that road. I thought maybe something could be done as simple as a caution sign, or like danger, dangerous intersection, or some not too expensive thing to warn,
We can,
tourists.
so there was a scoping study, or a study done a number of years ago,
Yeah.
and one of the recommendations was like an early warning system that warns when traffic's coming this way, so we could dig that up and take a look at it. I've definitely seen accidents there. I've called in accidents that have happened right in front of you there, driving down 116. It is an area that it's tough because of that bridge.
Right.
We've talked about the ability to change the bridge structure itself, and didn't really get that far. The ability to change it, I think, is
Because the
very,
state said no.
very difficult, right? But we can definitely dig out what was proposed before. I know there were some inexpensive options, there were some very expensive options in terms of reconfiguring that.
I remember that whole time, and some of those numbers are very large, but for a simple sign saying
Yes.
caution,
Yes,
dangerous intersection, let's say, or something like this.
Yep.
Not even electronic signals or anything, just a,
Something like what's on South Munger Street down coming off
well,
K Street,
yeah, I know that area, yeah.
or not K Street, Corridor Road.
Yeah, I don't go there enough to
Yeah.
really know, but,
Yeah, you come up over that hill and Munger Street is right,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a dangerous intersection sign there.
okay.
I mean, the other thing is repainting the line on the ground,
Yes.
because you really have to come up. If you come up to the line, you're a little bit beyond the abutment, so you can see, but people do, they start back and then just kind
yeah,
of inch
I mean,
forward.
you're supposed to stop at a stop sign.
Yeah.
The stop bar.
There's a stop bar there. The stop bar there is no longer there, it's
Yeah.
more out.
So I was just saying, because I'm you know, they've lived here a long time, ever since the bridge was made, I know about that. That's 100 years, a lot of years, and I've gone there hundreds of times, and still, if I'd been a little
Early 2000s.
less cautious,
You'd have got clipped.
I think that clipped real easy, real easy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can go out there and take a look and find a cost-effective way to
I
improve
thought
awareness. or
just bringing it up against, I knew you went
Yeah.
through all this
No
stuff
problem.
before,
Yeah.
but it seems to have died out. And
Yeah,
I thought we asked about a caution for a dangerous intersection sign, and the state told us that's not a danger, we don't consider it a dangerous intersection.
I think
They
because,
told us they would put it-
because the traffic data doesn't warrant, the state is,
Not enough accidents.
But,
or-
you know, I had a conversation with a bridge engineer when they were doing the big dig through Middlebury
Yeah.
a few years ago with a train. And that guy said, oh yeah, I know that bridge. I said, couldn't we just, Peaker's idea, not mine, but I agree with him, is lower that right-hand rail down halfway up, over halfway, so you can see over the top of it.
Yeah, we could.
And the car coming to the intersection can see it going north, that car from 116. And he goes, that's a 40-mile-an-hour road, you could, that will sustain one, that you could cut that down.
It's a-
I said, then who do we see? And he said, that'd have to be the state, we'd have to make that engineering decision.
Yeah, yeah.
That could be cut down. Maybe that's a route we look at too.
Right, just
what, just for, information's sake, what ended up happening was there were fissures in the ledge and they had to extend that bridge 20 feet. So the curve came further than it was originally engineered to.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when they put that third rail on,
yeah.
the corner came and it created the problem we've got now.
It's like, I looked at it a little closer today, and it's, you know, you got all these rails, the upper verticals, and then they just fill each other in.
Yeah.
When you're right at the wrong spot, pretty much, so it's, and the truck was black, and so it was just totally.
It was
surprised.
hid.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
totally hidden. And the truck's not small, I mean,
No.
they don't make them small these days, so, yeah, that's 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
Thank you
sir.
for bringing it to our attention again.
All right, have a good meeting.
Yep, we do so.
Say it again.
All right, moving on.
There.
I don't see anything else for public forum. Consent agenda. We have approval of past meeting minutes for April 13th, approval of check warrant, and liquor and tobacco licenses if we have any. And then we also have the approval of the VANR V-Trans 2026 Town Road and Bridges Standards.
I made the motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is that the 2026 town road, is that then bring up Harvey Road? Or we still haven't made a decision on it?
No, these
no,
are just
it has
the
nothing to
standards.
do with
Okay.
that. This is just reporting to the state, but there are changes in the wording to bring us up to standard, right?
yep.
Which is all
Bring
stuff.
us up to standard, to the state's new standards.
Well,
Is that what
to
you're
bring
saying?
us up to standard on paper. I mean, a lot of the stuff that
We're
is
already
changed
doing.
in this, we're already doing. Like we don't use anything smaller than 18-inch crossing the road, and all stuff we adopted a while ago, so. But now it's spelled out.
Do we have the warrant number?
Yeah, it's 351,605.94.
Any liquor or tobacco?
Yes, South Mountain Tavern and Mini Factory.
Super, thank you. Okay, any further discussion on the consent agenda?
Is there any special conditions in any of
I
those?
was gonna ask
Mini
you,
Factory, there's special conditions.
that's what I was
for
gonna
their
ask, for their outside
We'll
consumption.
keep the same ones
As before.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. All those against nay. The motion carries. Excellent, moving on, regular business. 5A, this is the West Street Sidewalk Scoping Study final presentation with Evan and Madison from BHB. And also AZ Larson is somewhere around here. Oh,
He
there you
heard
are.
the name.
Ta-da!
He heard the name.
They appear out of their office. Fantastic.
The permits never end.
That's a good thing.
Okay. Good evening,
Yes.
Madison. Good evening, Evan. Thank you for joining us tonight. What do you have for us for the final presentation for this project?
All right, so we have a few slides I can show. The main thing that's changed since we talked last is we drew this up again, leaving that crosswalk at Maple Street on the east leg. but rounding off that curve on the northeast, so that it's a shorter crossing and it's a little more visible, and you can't take that turn coming west to go right as quickly, which in our judgment addresses the concerns that were there to start with leaving that. So that leaves it on the east side. We've put a landing now for it to meet where it crosses to the south. It leaves the two driveways as they were, and otherwise it's the same alternative you saw before, with sidewalk being replaced just where it's in deteriorated condition, and filling in the gaps. So let me see. We didn't put in there. We weren't. I don't think we got clear direction on whether the tree removal should be part of that or not. So we left that. We didn't talk about the tree. If it comes time to do this project and you want to do the tree, I don't think you'll have any issue putting that in a grant application. So it may be easier to just leave that unsaid. We didn't see this creating a change in cost to the preferred alternative, so that's still in there as
$360,000.
Thank you, Madison. Still in there at the same amount. It's really the same kind of work to build the landing, whether it's on the east or the west. So that is most of that. We did update the report, really just to swap out the graphics and change a couple paragraphs, and we can circulate that back. I might share the screen just briefly. I can't remember how to do that. Okay. So we've got, I'll zoom in a little bit. At this corner, we have the crosswalk. Here, we have a shorter crossing to match what we would have gotten on the west, and the driveways are intact.
The tree on there, he said.
Well, he said he didn't include it, I'm just asking, I
Yeah.
thought we had to move it if we we're gonna do this plan.
No.
But that tree, we didn't.
The tree could stay.
Oh.
You're having a little bit more of a landing when you come out from that, so you do pass the tree. It would probably be better and safer to remove the tree.
The tree on the east side, by Foster's,
By
The
Foster.
north
Yeah.
side.
north side, yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that's the one she
And we know that the homeowner was amenable to that, as long as if we're able to plant another tree in its place. But it is a large tree and it definitely blocks sight. So,
Okay.
but
That blocks sight just when you're.
For the
across road.
intersection as well, yeah.
Right,
Trying to drive out of that.
yeah.
right out of there, you can't see down West Street
Yeah.
towards the lake.
But as Evan said, we would add it in when
Okay.
we're going out to bid on this, whenever that might happen. Okay. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, so we've still left in the two options for the parking. We're leaving that as we're punting that decision to the future. We're keeping it in as a second phase, that it would be angled in front of the green, to satisfy the state's concern that in the long term that's what they would want to see, but not putting it in there as what you do at first. So that decision can be made at a later time, and either option is drawn out and it shows that it can work, whether you leave it as it is or you change it.
So I had a question, if we keep it straight, the change, it looks like we still have plenty of room in terms of doing the curbing in front of the gas pumps. Would it mean that cars are going east, so closer to the gas pumps, just driving down the road? Would they be closer to the sidewalk? It looked like
They would be.
So they're a little bit closer. So just something that we should be aware of.
Yeah, 4 feet, according to the
4 feet versus
Yeah.
what, 2?
6. No, they'd be 4 foot, yeah, 6 feet versus 2, if
Yeah.
I'm reading it right.
Correct.
You are, yep.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about the angled, and I like the angled. I know why in terms of safety, but I walk the town a lot. Walking that area, it does discourage people from pulling in and parking if we angle them, yeah,
It discourages them?
yes.
Why?
Because it's just a harder thing to do. Now, if you're driving in you're coming from Middlebury or from the west, just to pull in straight versus pull in angled, and we want people to stop, that's the idea. If there's a family that comes, they see the playground, they want to park, right now if we had the angled parking, they would have to go around the park, figure out where to go if they've never been here, any number of reasons.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I know, but it's,
They would still park there.
I mean, I
They
think-
do it downtown, so.
yes, I know.
I
And
think this-
downtown is different because it has been established for decades like that, or longer. So I like both options, but it is a big change.
If you look at the accident data, the highest concentration of accidents are downtown, and a lot of that is, I would guess,
Cross.
is that wonky part, people making those crosses in there, where they're not paying attention, so.
You know what this sounds like to me? We should do a town-wide traffic study.
You want more to do?
No, but I really enjoy hiring consultants.
You know who to call.
Yeah, I know who to call.
Yeah.
Well, and this is it's all paint, right? Now, the curb lines are the same either way. So, what the state may say is, we'd like you to try it with the angled. And if you end up not liking it, you can always paint it back later. That may be what they say, or they may buy it and say, okay, yeah, do the phase 1 first and later if you're ready. It'll be some time before
I'll tell you my
you're doing this.
concern with the diagonal is, once you pull in, whether you're pulling in heading east or pulling in heading west, when you leave, if somebody wants to go east, they're gonna pull back out across traffic. And to me, that's a terrible spot
I
to
think
back
this-
out across.
See, I've been practicing this every night when I leave because I pull out backwards and I do the proper thing, which is I quickly pull out, going back like westward, and then I do a really, really quick U-turn in the parking lot of the gas
You know how you cure,
and that's the only legal way to do it.
you know how you cure all this? You back into those spots. That curb never moves. You can't back into anything and hurt anything in the curb. You're only gonna hurt your car. Backing out into traffic, you're gonna back into something.
Now, I'm back in-
As soon as you eliminate the green belt between the sidewalk, and you push that entire parking thing back.
Well, we're not
All,
building anything
all
tonight.
this to be
so
said,
let's just keep it moving.
Yeah, it's been mentioned.
Has
How many-
nothing to do with the sidewalk, right?
Yeah, how many handicap spots do you have on the park side? I see one at the beginning, right by the fire hydrant.
It's one the same as it is in the current condition.
You're not meeting code, there's more than 22 down through there, isn't there?
It's not a parking study.
It's what it's
Again,
Stop hiding under
if
that.
you want to
It's
keep me wanting
existing.
to do a traffic study, I'll do a traffic study and I'll tell you how many.
The law is
just-
for every 22 spots you gotta have one
And
handicap.
but
that would be
two
something
existing.
else.
Yeah, but this is the sidewalk scoping study. If you want to get up to
Call
code,
that to the feds then.
Yeah.
For every
Okay.
22, you gotta have one. If you repaint them, you gotta have one.
All right. What else have you got?
I think that really is all we had for you. With those changes, our hope is the select board can approve the study so that it can go back to VTrans with that mark of approval. They get there, I think it's 21 days for anybody at the agency to comment on it, and then if they have comments, we address them. Otherwise, it's all final, and you have a study. So that's really the next step.
Okay.
Evan, did you say 21 days or 30?
I think it's 21 days, but I'm known to speak off the cuff and be wrong.
Okay, for A&R, they have a 30-day review window.
Is this something we're gonna have to permit through them? I know, they get into this whole thing, when we wanna do anything there, it's their road. And when we want them to do something, it's our road. So I just don't know, because it definitely is in the right of way of the road.
Well, that's why I asked about, you guys thought I was picking about, it's not a traffic study, about the handicap spots, but.
But we're not touching that side, Joel.
Yes, if you change the angles, you're touching it, and then now you've changed it.
Yeah.
And we lose parking places when we change the angle, so we may be down under 22.
All right. I'd entertain a motion to approve this sidewalk scoping study.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions?
Now, but I just want to confirm, the parallel parking, or whatever, the top one, that's 2 feet to the sidewalk, and if you angle it, it's 6 feet to the sidewalk for the cars. Is that what you were asking?
On the south side.
South side, yeah.
Yeah, we could conceivably shove the yellow line over 2 feet and give us 4 feet there if we thought it was too close. I mean, it's
So,
not.
I just wanna make sure I understand.
Not a
something.
big deal I don't think it'd be a big deal when we repainted that to LV trains, when they come through and paint, they need to set over 2 feet.
Yeah,
And add an ADA spot.
yeah. I just mentioned it because it's a spot where we're gonna have new sidewalk there eventually. And, you know, having more of a buffer between cars is always better for pedestrians.
Yeah, well, there's 7 feet on the other side, so.
The reason that we do leave the center line where it is for the perpendicular parking, just for your awareness, is because that's the space that cars need in order to back out from a parallel space and not cross over the center line. I'm sure that, you know, in the current condition, cars probably are backing over the center line anyways. But that is why we left it where it is under that condition instead of, you know, just moving it towards the perpendicular parking and giving the sidewalk more space.
No, I parked there, I can't back out.
Okay, all right, you had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against nay. Motion carries. Fantastic. Thank you, Evan, thank you, Madison, and everyone at VHB.
Thank
for
you.
Thank you all.
your work on this. Tremendous stuff.
Yay.
And now we have a nice plan going forward. Add it to the hopper of the many projects that we have going on in Bristol.
We'll just put it in as an appendix in the town plan.
That's right, exactly. No, this is something, it's an important one. We've wanted to do this for a while. It's right down the main thoroughfare there. We should have proper sidewalks, especially right next to Holly Hall. So this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you both for joining us this evening.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Okay, moving on. 5B, it's a planning and zoning update
Oh
from
my God.
AZ Larson, who's happened to be here and fantastic.
How was that? I was
That
municipal
was
planning
good.
project
That was
manager.
good.
Now I'm
All right, what have you got for us this
Damn.
evening?
Mostly this is just a kind of just check-in. It's springtime, a lot is going on. We have the municipal planning grant for the town plan, and we have not found a consultant yet for that, but that's part of my little update is I have a consultant who seems interested, but I just have to rework the RFP, and hopefully the idea is to do a hybrid situation where we use the RPC for GIS and then go with the consultant for the bulk of the work. So working that out currently, but we still try to move forward with town planning. We're part of the pilot program through the Climate Action Office, and that's been going really well. And the Planning Commission is working on beginning the community assessment now. I'm starting to organize a community dinner, hopefully for the second weekend in May.
What's for supper?
What's for
What's
supper?
for supper? What's gonna be for supper?
Pizza. Because I figured it was it would be the most convenient, supporting local business, all ages and
Like pizza?
yeah, and hoping
Gluten-free options if you need
gluten-free options. So and it's a party pleaser, you know. Yeah, so town plan is kicking off. We're looking to really dive into a full summer schedule of community outreach events. I'm working with the Planning Commission to help prepare them for what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. A lot of this does also come in with a consultant who's going to come in and help with a lot of this effort as well. But I've been creating an internal kind of working document that outlines the structure and breaking it into a formal and informal process. The formal process is, of course, from statute of like you must have a statement on natural resources and how you're going to manage them. But what I wanted to talk to the select board about is you guys are part of that formal process and getting you involved from the get-go, even though the formal process for the select board takes place later on when we have a draft.
After the planning commission has its hearings.
Yep, but I But in the 2020 town plan, there was a bunch of implementation tasks, yay! And a lot of those got assigned to the select board. And part of the review of the town plan that we currently have is going through that implementation task and seeing what was done, what wasn't done, what is still being done, which I have a feeling a lot of things will either still be worked on. But I've been asking all the boards and commissions that were assigned implementation tasks to just do a little review, just so we have a baseline on making sure we're not doing any redundancies of repeating, like, we should do a traffic study. Oh, we already did one. Any redundancies like that. Zoning wise, the permit applications have been very helpful. I definitely have a couple of minor revisions and some other process things just to help folks navigate the requirements and all those fun fluctuations. And then this is related to town planning more than zoning, but I've been working with a student at UVM to do a summer internship. They reached out to me, and I think you'll like this. It should cost the town no money because we're applying for UVM funding to pay for UVM to pay the student to be an intern with us. They submitted that application on the 20th. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that we get funding. If not, no internship, unfortunately. I can't really pay them on pizza money.
When do you find out?
I believe so it's closed on the 20th, and they said they would get back to me by the end of the month.
Okay.
I'm hopeful to hear it before that. The start date that I was looking for with the intern was going to be the 25th, so we could do about a week of onboarding. They would be part-time, roughly 20 hours, and they would be doing a lot of help with the town plan, of helping with outreach and doing like minor analyses, and a lot of other exciting opportunities. So those are my big three updates.
I should know the answer to this question, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I know you do.
Uh-oh.
When are we required to vote on the town plan?
So the town plan was approved in March of 2020.
So it's 7 years?
It's 8 years.
8 years.
So my time frame is, and I can share with everyone my the working document I have for the structure and outline. But the goal is to have a draft plan ready to go for January 2028.
So it'll be voted town meeting?
Voted in
Yes,
March.
yes, that's the goal. Of course, that's the goal, because if our plan expires, then that kind of just throws a wrench into our ability to change any zoning regulations. It wouldn't invalidate the zoning regulations, but we would just have to catch up real quick. And then also it would impact Act 250 applications, utility of public good. That's my computer beeping. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, I know.
You're getting so many permit applications coming in right now.
They're coming in left and right.
Yeah.
So I know, like, last time we had the plan, they were able to extend it a year or something.
We
like that.
readopted it.
Is that what we did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we readopted
Which gave us
it, and
another
then-
year or something, like a couple
But
of years.
the issue is that when you readopt, none of your new stuff is
Right.
in it.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, and also this is an 8-year update, so I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel. I've told the planning commission I don't think we should look to reinvent the wheel. The town plan has really solid bones. It's been 8 years, and I think it's important
Update it.
to update the data and to revisit. Right now, I think especially with all the Act 181 Tier 3 conversation and the road rule, to revisit our natural resources and our wildlife connectors and make sure that we're aligned with the state, but also making sure that we're keeping Bristol's interests in mind. So that's town planning wise, a lot more to come. Consultant stuff is still up in the air. But
You know when you'll hear about consultant stuff? You said you had an interested party.
Soon.
by the end of the week, hopefully.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have an interested party. I just have to revise my RFP to be less wordy. I really
Fit their needs?
Well, yeah, I was putting all my wishes and dreams in the RFP, which apparently is too many wishes and dreams. I got told by a couple of consultants that they would love to do it, but they simply
This is
that we
ridiculous.
could not afford it.
You were swinging for the fence.
I mean, why not? Why
Right.
not swing for the fence? It's a town plan. It's a visionary document. Might as well have fun with it.
It's not, that's not out of the question still.
No, it's not.
So,
But that, I mean, West Street just wrapped up, so we're doing well there. Zoning, DRB wise, we have a lot of cases right now, a lot of subdivisions, a couple fun ones that haven't been before the DRB, like a LED sign, and tomorrow night is a trails application, so, making a lot of notes on things that need to be changed in the regulations, just in the fact that they are vague or just create bureaucratic processing nightmares.
One case of it, and with the EV.
Or they're
still,
just
still working on it.
yeah.
We're still working together on that, trying to figure out if the project's going to go ahead. This would be for the level 3s.
Yeah.
And what the potential is for zoning for that.
Yeah, but that comes back to the town plan again of making sure that the town plan outlines everything so that allows for coming in with zoning updates that make sense.
guidance.
Yes, guidance. And then last thing, I know you were talking with about the culvert inventory with Eric. I just got an email from Hannah, who does the GIS at the Regional Planning Commission, and the state is having regional planning commissions put together more accurate data on municipal water lines. So thinking GIS, they're going to be putting water lines in GIS, and I know that the culvert inventory is already in the GIS inventory. So if we're looking long term, oh, and my intern is also interested in GIS. So a lot of opportunities opening up for mapping.
That's all.
I can't imagine why your RFPs are long-winded.
Is it because I talk a lot? Are you trying to tell me something?
No.
I have a quick question about the
Yeah.
perseverance.
Yeah.
So in there, when you like look up something, it'll say no survey data available or whatever, and I know that there's a survey. Is there eventually gonna be somewhere where that connects in, or?
Yeah, so what happened, I've noticed that too. All the GIS data from 2018 when we last did our update, which did pull all the surveys then, was pulled down for this. And then so all new surveys from after that update were uploaded. But we haven't gone back through every single survey and uploaded them. So we can, but that's why it says town source 2018. It's that 2018 GIS mapping project data.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious, because it just happened to be my property, and I was like, I know there's a survey out there.
Yeah, it depends on when the survey was done, because if it was done newer, then it is up to date.
This was old.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. So that's the difference there.
Okay.
So yes, eventually.
For the, you said regional planning is getting into that. Do you have is there a timeline for that?
For the
meant-
water line?
Yeah, just because we have Steve's data for Pine Street.
I'm meeting with them on the 11th, so yes.
RPC?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I would say on the 11th.
Good, because yeah, if we can hand that to them and they want to put that in, that's great.
Yeah. I believe that was everything on my update. Mostly just town plan, looking to do that community dinner, wrap up consultants this week, intern and zoning stuff. Any questions for me?
Not that I can ask right now, but I do have a ton of questions, so
Uh-oh.
you'll be seeing me.
Oh,
He's got a permit.
Permit stuff.
okay. Is your mom mad at you again?
Is it-
No. This is my stuff.
Okay. Why, thank you.
Great,
Okay.
thank you, AZ.
Thanks,
you.
AZ.
All right.
AZ got it, made it personal.
I know. Moving on. We're skipping over 5C, and we're going to move directly to 5D, interview consideration for Conservation Commission candidate John Cummings. John Cummings, is that you sitting there in the audience?
No.
No? Okay.
Y'all don't remember me? No.
I do.
I did remember you, but I was
But
trying
I
to
was
remember
like,
if you're-
that's
why I was confused.
who I thought it was.
That's why I was confused. Okay, I don't see John online. And so I guess
A motion to postpone it.
we could postpone, or we could just see if, because we are a little ahead, so that could be the reason.
Yeah.
We could move on. Let's do 5E, interview consideration planning commission.
Oh, no
candidate.
way.
Is that person here?
Nice, Chris Farley.
Well, I haven't got enough to do, that's all I
I
got.
was gonna
Well,
say,
he,
really.
you know, I got to thinking about that. I was like, what's he up to? And then I recall that he was on the planning commission, and then when he became zoning administrator,
He got
because
off.
it was a conflict of interest, he got off.
It was,
So
no,
maybe, must be now he wants back on.
yeah, it wasn't as much of a conflict of interest as it was just challenging to support them and be on the board, on the commission. As far as the true conflict of roles is on the DRB and the zoning administrator, because the DRB would handle zoning appeals. From the planning side, there is no connection there. So, because I do sit as technically as deputy zoning administrator, so if AZ is unavailable, I would have to step in.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that should be clean and clear.
Yeah, and looking at our conflict of interest, it seems because it changed to DRB and planning is just doing policy and long-term
Correct.
planning and strategy, it seems rare that you'd actually have a conflict of interest, and if you did, you know what to do. If
Absolutely.
there ever was, if you happened to be doing deputy zoning stuff and something came up at the planning commission, then you'd be able to recuse if you needed to. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't see an issue with that, just because it's very clear.
How many?
So why do you want this job?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
I missed the planning side of it. The planning is the fun side of this stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the permitting side gets old after a while. It just beats you down a
Don't
little
listen to that, AZ.
bit. No, trust me, we talk all the time. And I actually just having the constant conversations with AZ and others in the office, it reminded me how much I liked it. And then an opening came up, and
Yeah.
Is there only the one opening?
Correct.
I believe so.
Yeah, and it's about a 3-year term.
And they're knocking the door down to take that position, aren't they?
So yeah, and I have that Tuesday night open. That's one of the
That's the only night you have open is Tuesday night.
the third Tuesday.
The first Tuesday, he's busy.
First Tuesday, I'm already
I
committed.
know Jen, not very well, but I know who she is, and she doesn't seem like a bad person to live with, but he's think, well,
She encourages me to do this. I think it's more
She needs him out one other night.
exactly.
Probably she hears about
Monday
it and
night,
he can't do
Wednesday
anything
night,
about it.
Thursday, she's 3 nights a month.
Any other questions?
I think you're a nut, but
No, I think obviously, given your experience as previous zoning administrator and your previous experience on the planning commission,
Well, and-
you seem like a very
And
solid
sitting
candidate.
into the meetings when he was zoning,
Yes,
so it's not like he's,
Yeah.
it's not like he's
You want a
out in
motion
left
now,
field.
or-
And also seeing zoning in 6 or 7 other communities that I worked in.
Yes.
So it's sort of a
Yeah.
try to bring some stuff in. And
I make a motion, we appoint Chris Farley as onto the planning commission for a 3-year term.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Oh, I don't know.
Can I say nay?
Who's saying nay? Hang on a second. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Michelle would need to
Alright.
recuse herself.
All those against say nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Chris. We appreciate your
You
time.
have our full support.
yay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 5E. Let's see what's next. We're
C,
up to 5F. Water Commission, Water System Infrastructure Update, Radio Read Meter Equipment. We have our water operator Jill Marzano on this evening. And you should be able to unmute and say hello. Okay. So we have, this is for a potential upgrade for our meters, moving into the future and updating some of our meters to an RF read system. So it's not a touch system, but it allows the water system to, and the water operator to much more easily track the usage, get readings, have up-to-date, almost instant reads if one of these meters is leaking versus discovering it potentially weeks down the line or months down the line. So So
So how
Jill,
does it read that? How does it read? Do you have to, do they have to
Well,
write it
Jill's
down?
about
Do
to
they have
tell
write
us.
it down?
Jill's gonna tell us, yeah.
So if you would have asked me 6 months ago if I would be a proponent of this, I would have said no, and it's strongly not because I didn't want the technology of the radio read and to be able to see customer leaks more swiftly. I wanted that. What I didn't want was to pay $2 per meter per month infinitely. That was what I was told it was going to cost, and I just was disgusted by the idea of it being like $15,000 to $20,000 a year just for software as a service. So as we continue to have customers that have leaks inside of their homes on the opposite side of the meter, we end up doing kind of what I call like the hockey puck read, and it's always, the reads for water get done each quarter, which I wouldn't propose changing. It's that, at that point you've got 90 days of water use and whatever was leaking leaked and whatever's leaking now may or may not be what leaked then. I'd love to address that, but I think what changed the most is that my view of this technology and the software required changed drastically by having the discussion with Matthew Bardsley and Chris Purley that it's not $2 per meter per month of this gigantic new software. It's going with our support contract that currently costs something like $3,400 or $3,500 a year to going to like $3,700 or $3,800 a year. So it's like $300 more a year for our support contract to go from supporting us having a touch read, which we'd continue to have on those that didn't have a radio, but to be able to have the ability to do the radio read. It's just $300 a year. So like for me, I go, oh. So what happens is each time, this is how I would propose doing it. Each time we touch a meter in that customer's house, if they've got a touchpad on there, we replace it with a radio. If they don't have one of the newer smart meters, the iPearl meters that can have this radio, we upgrade their meter so that they've got the correct technology and then pop a radio on that. So I wouldn't say we're just gonna like run through everybody's house this year. That's not realistic. What I'd like to do is every service that we touch where we're touching a meter, whether it's removing a meter for seasonal use, whether it's when we're in there replacing their customer service line on Bristol West, or it's some stuff that we could do as we come into the slower season to get the ends of the system, like the Rockydale and the Plank Road and kind of like the airport drive end of things where it's just a lot of driving to get to everything, to park, get out, walk over to where the touchpad is and the crazy parts on the building. It could save a lot of time that we could spend continuing to put radios in. And then years later, when all the radios are finally in, having those 40 hours every 3 months get to do something much more productive in the water system than reading meters by walking up to them and touching them.
Can you put that invoice,
Sure.
invoice up?
Jill, why aren't we want to, put a contract out and do all 600 meters now?
It's closer to 700, and would you like to spend that much money?
Well,
You're gonna
then,
have to hire a plumber to do if you want to do 700.
Make that bigger?
at least we get in every basement and know what they got copper or what we had.
I'm only missing 70
Yeah,
as far as what they have for water line.
okay.
So
I mean,
700 times,
We have it at our branches in Middlebury, and I got an app on my phone. I can tell you when it'll bunch up when we got a major leak at Route 7 or main office, and it'll tell me the day and time it started leaking real bad, just about. It's a good system to have. They have cellular. I don't know if these will be cellular or drive-bys. Will these be drive-bys or cellular?
I think they're drive-by.
You drive down the street with a thing on the truck or
That's
car.
what I believe that they are. With the different handheld. So right now we have the Archer. So it happens to be orange and gray, and I don't know what the model is specifically called. That would get replaced with this this other Census Command Link 2 attached to what Chris Purley has been told is just like a $200, not iPad, like a $200 some type of little flat tablet of some sort that it would work with.
So Joe, I just want to make sure I understand this stuff. So $3,800 is the annual maintenance, that's what you were talking about,
And
that we already,
well, we paid 34, it was gonna go to 38 anyways, because in order to move to the cloud, their cloud-based service and get rid of the machine in my office, it's about to die, we were gonna have to go to that number anyways, so
Okay.
that 38 was gonna pop either way.
so what's the next line down? What is that? The census command link.
That's got to be a piece of hardware to make it so that we can actually read the radio reads.
Where will that be? Will that be here in the office? Or will that be
I don't-
something?
I haven't physically seen the different pieces. I just know that one of them is needed. The touch coupler. I know that they're together, all this is needed to actually be able to do the drive-by read.
Okay, so the discounted smart points, those are actually the buttons or whatever, the unit that you.
The thing that's a little radio that gets put onto the meter inside the person's basement in place of the wire that goes out to a touchpad on the outside of their home. So those are $170. They happen to have 196 that are holdovers that are $70 off because they have them in stock and they over ordered. I was
So
like, oh, that'd be kind of nice to save 70 times almost 200.
So if we wanted to do all 700, we would only get 200 of them at $100 a piece.
That is correct. The rest would be 170. So you'd need another let's say they are 690.
Wanted a sampler here and put
You'd
them
need
all.
another 494 at 170, so another 83,980.
So the idea is like we wanted to run a tester in all the areas that VTOM's asked to go out and actually dismount their vehicle, with the idea of that we do like the system and it's working. I mean, it's going to work, but if we want to adopt it for widespread, we'll roll it into phase 3, phase 4 of the water projects, which have, at least phase 3 right now has forgiveness wrapped around it, as well as I've included language like that in future grants.
I'd like, Jill, somebody to reach out to Middlebury and maybe Tri-Town and Virginia's Pant and Water. Middlebury had the drive-bys and they weren't impressed with them and they didn't have them very long, like a couple of 3 years. And then they came back to all of our businesses and everybody in town and went with the cell readers.
Do you know what brand your meters are? Because ours are Census. Are yours also Census or are they Neptune or?
Send you a picture tomorrow, how's that? I'll send you pictures of ours.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Virginia's Pant and Water, do they still do the drive-by?
I think so.
I know Middlebury switched to the other ones where I know when I got a water leak within a day or so, an hour.
Okay, I just want to understand what each of these line items are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my understanding is the top line is the software and that the second, the fourth line are hardware and that the line 60 with 196, those are also hardware. Those are the actual radios that go on each one of the meters. So it's almost like line 80, line 70 and 80 should go up and the discounted smart points should go down because it's like, it should be like software, hardware. Yeah.
The bottom one will be the piece that actually connects to the tablet itself.
Okay.
And the second one is, it has to be able to dump the data from that tablet to something,
To something.
so we can upload it to
Okay.
manipulate it.
Okay.
Okay. So we have this quote, looking at our purchasing policy, it's, for something of this size, we would normally have to go out and do a bid process. We don't need to with this because looking at the seller, they're the only ones who sell this particular type of unit.
Single source.
Yeah, so it would be a single source for this, if we decided on going with this. Joel's made a suggestion of looking at potentially other water systems or other board members.
I just, why I bring it up, let's say it's a third more, or half again as much. But when you factor in driving around and doing that with VTOM's doing that, or someone, you gotta factor that in as a cost.
It's a savings. It's actually quite the opposite because otherwise they've got to get out and.
Oh, no, I didn't say that, Greg, at
He's
all.
talking about the cellular.
Going
Checking
with
out
the cellular, if the cellular, let's say, was 40,000, and they last, and then what is, you've got $16,000 in difference, and then, and every quarter, VTUMS has gotta drive around, that's a cost. Where they wouldn't have, with the cellular, you don't have to do any of that. I would just like to know what cellular ones, to start out with 196.
Joel, I can have the conversation with Middlebury and Virgin's Panton to see if they are the same brand. If they're the Neptune brand, that's that $2 a month per meter.
Okay.
So that's where you're gonna start spending like 700 times 2 times 12, $16,800 a year on software as a service on
Okay.
top of your annual maintenance fee for your software. There's going to be a fee per user, and I think that's where it rubs me wrong. If you're going to start having to spend $20,000 a year on recurring fees, kind of like like what they do with every single app on a cell phone, or all this software as a service now for your Microsoft or your Apple software or your Adobe. It's like everybody's hitting you. You can't just buy software once anymore. They want to hit month after month with a fee.
Okay.
Make me some money.
Yeah, I feel like it's really aggressive pricing when they do that, and I don't know if you want to have that much cost added to running the water system that doesn't.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And I think when the sales guy was here, when we were talking about this, to go to the cell, you also have to replace all the meters. Because this is just swapping out for the touchpad. In order to get the cell one, I believe it's an updated meter, so he said.
It's at least the electronics of the meter, don't take the whole thing out, take the head off.
If you guys decide that you want to do that, you would want to put something out to bid, and you'd probably need like $500,000 or more if you wanted to do that big upgrade by changing every single meter and changing all to the cell radios, and prepare yourself for the bigger software as a service cost every year.
I don't think that's in the budget right now.
No, I don't want to hurt people. I just was like, okay, if we could make the ends of the system faster and get the water read down to 2 days, that'd be super awesome.
In reality, we're not looking at 24,000, we're looking at more like 20,000 because 38 of that we're already paying.
Correct, but it's just presenting that what are the costs involved in this, and yeah, the 3,800 is not new costs. So yes, it is about more like 20.
Okay. And we're looking at, in terms of funding this through capital reserve fund for water? Is that correct?
Who's answering that?
Yeah, I see it as a capital cost because it's physical and it's like 15-year physical, but that's up to you guys how you want to class it.
Yes.
I think it makes the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, the thing is if we wait and some other town scoops these up, then we decide to do it, we're gonna pay $1.70 a meter.
I know, I was just like, well, that'd be kind of cool to get the ends of the system cleaned up, and if they're not gonna charge the $2 a month per meter, then I don't feel so like we're being overbilled like crazy.
Doubles our cost for a third of our meters.
Yeah. Okay.
I would make the motion that we move ahead with purchasing the 96 meters that are available and installing them where we see fit or where our operator sees fit.
Okay, so accepting the quote from Corning. Because it's 196 of the meters, or the smart points. You got a second?
A second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against nay. Motion carries. Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. We'll get these ordered and we'll start replacing them when we're doing the water line replacements for Bristol West.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Moving on. Let me just stop here. Okay. Moving on. 5G, appointments or reappointments. This is for town officers or representatives. We have one addition, obviously I'm putting down, we had Chris appointed this evening, and then we had one more, Bill Sayer. He kindly agreed to be reappointed to the revolving loan fund for an additional week, so thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Got a motion?
Yes, please.
Move to reappoint Bill Sayers to the revolving loan committee.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those against, nay.
Although it's not a very high acting committee right now.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, 5H. Looks like I haven't been joined yet for the Conservation Commission candidate. So 5H, Select Board Roundtable. Joel, do you have anything?
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, man.
No need to apologize.
Saturday, I talked to Jim Rivers, one of the Scoutmasters, and Jim also does a lot of the cemetery. He did Greenwood for many years, and he'd like to go and do Varney and the one up on Meehan Road to fix the stones and stuff. That's what he does, and some guys do. His volunteers, they do it.
Does he do it through the Vermont Cemetery, or he does it on his
Something of
own,
that
the
nature.
Vermont Cemetery Association?
And he'd like to do that, and I said, well, see Greg and get a plan together.
Yeah.
And I said, but that's all said, I'd bring it to the board. And then I mentioned the fence at Varney that we had given to us.
Yes.
And that Peter was gonna remove the fronts out there, most of those stumps and stuff, and he goes, we've got two boys here very active in the Scouts that need Eagle projects, and that might be a shared Eagle project to do, so.
Have them put the fence up, not
Put the
move,
fence-
not move the
Not move the
stumps.
stumps. Get it prepped and ready. And then he-
Thanks, Joel.
And so you already got a commitment.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that sounds like a good project. It'd be nice to
Yeah.
get that installed then.
okay, can't fix the stone yet. The study down West Street that we just got presented tonight, how much did that study cost us? I know we say, oh, it didn't cost us anything, it's a grant.
$12,000.
12,000?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, are we gonna, I wish Eric was here, is Munson gonna get started or water line gonna get started? I thought they were gonna start around the 1st of April.
Well, we're working through all that right now.
Okay.
We had to wait for the bond bank because we didn't get on the agenda.
Well, I just say because starting it, there's an ending time, and when that ending time is usually the pavement, and Eric, as Eric would say, that's gonna be tough to pave in the middle of November.
No, I can't speed the Vermont Bond Bank up.
I know you can't.
Well, that's what we're
Oh,
waiting.
Joel, we do have a new schedule from them, and they will be starting within the next couple weeks. And they're not starting on Main Street / West Street, just as an update.
Okay. And then,
Gonna have such a worry about your 4th of July celebration or around the park. They've definitely rephased it to make it work better for all of us this year.
Okay.
and then, I see you put some patch on that water line repair on North Street today, it looks like.
Eric did.
Eric did. It's pretty rough, I'd like to see that a little bit better.
Yeah, he said that, the reason he did that is because when people were going over that well with big trucks, it was rattling everything in Ed Hanson's house.
Yeah, okay.
So he put some in and then said, let me know if, well, we may need to do some more work there.
Okay, and then AZ, you may want to step in on this one and ask a question.
Festivus.
You gotta go somewhere tonight, Gregory, or what?
Go on.
Here's the door. Propane tank, Timmy, my nephew, Timmy Bouvier, Chapman's in Bristol,
Yep.
spoke to me yesterday. He said that he got denied to replace the 20,000 propane tank.
From who? From
It's gotta-
me?
Yeah, it's gotta go to DRB.
I didn't deny him, I just said that I can't approve it first.
And he was just worried about, he says, I said, why did you even bother getting, he said, that tank is the end of its life by 27, the end of 27, I've got to replace it.
Yeah.
By state standards. With another one the same size, and he says, I got a permit and I get denied. If DRB denies me, I might be out of business. I just bought half of File Brothers propane business out from Middlebury all the way north, and I said, well, it's gotta work through the permit, I don't know what to tell you, Timmy, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, he applied for that and he's increasing an 18,000 tank to a 30,000 tank.
It was sitting in the same cradle, he said, that's what he told me, it's sitting.
Yeah, it's sitting in the same cradle, but if that's a gigantic increase in capacity.
I didn't know he was increasing it. You just said he's replacing the tank.
No, he was looking at increase the capacity of the tank, keep the location. And for that, our zoning regs have the facilities that involve flammable materials, and that has the provision that if a tank is greater than 10,000 gallons,
I think it is.
it has to be 250 feet from a property line. He has about 50 feet from there. Therefore, I can't prove that. So I sent him to the DRB for a waiver. Talked to Kevin. Kevin said that we should talk to Division of Fire Safety before the DRB even looks at it. Because if the Division of Fire Safety says, here's our permit for you and all the requirements that we have, DRB will look at that and go, great, here's your waiver.
So the one he's got there now doesn't mean, it's over 10,000 anyway, it's 18.
Yeah, so
That he bought.
And you could probably replace it with what's there.
Right,
yeah.
but because he's increasing the size.
But if he,
Okay.
he wanted to, and then his other idea was to put another 18,000 gallon tank next to that, which would also bring him back to the same situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did,
Okay.
he has not been denied, I've just,
Denied by you, what you can permit. I said, I know,
No, she just referred him.
I said,
yeah.
AZ can only permit so much.
well, I referred him, I didn't deny him, because I can approve it, just not without the DRB.
I said, it's not a deny, it's just she can't prove it.
Yeah.
AZ can't prove it.
It's not the process.
It's not the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, next time, Joel, this would be a matter that you would discuss with AZ in person. It's not a select board matter. It's nothing to do with the business of the select board in the town. It sounds like a personal thing, so my recommendation would be to bring it to AZ in person next time and not in this meeting. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Michelle?
I'm good.
Peter?
I am good.
And I am good also. Let's move on to 5I, Town Administrative Report.
Quick updates, I'll be meeting with Don Lathrop next week or two to talk about the transition plan of the cemetery. They're aging out, so.
So they're looking for us to take it?
Well, there's no other body to do that, so I don't know what, we're just gonna start having a
That's state
discussion.
statute, if they don't do it, we have to do it, and that's why every time they've asked for more money, we've given them more money because we don't want it.
Well, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
So,
No,
I'm surprised it hasn't happened before now.
yeah,
the man's 83.
I know.
yeah.
He said his Sexton days are over, so. Meeting with library this week to work through the MOU for their readoption back to the town. It'll be effective 1 July. We had some correspondence over the last week. We've got trash, legal dumping, notify the health officer, notify the state, and we're working with them to get that resolved in a timely manner.
Would you like us to tell us where the dumping is? No,
It's
okay.
not necessary.
Same place.
Because I also
place.
don't think I can just, I don't think that's the proper terminology either, so I'm just gonna leave it with what it is. I don't have a timeline until it's complete, but we're actively working to get it addressed as quickly as possible. And Chief has a lease renewal that I will sign tonight in front of y'all, and that's it.
Anything on the library as far as the property to the south of them, have they talked any more about acquiring that?
Yeah, I don't think it's,
Valuable.
I don't think it's, no, it's not that it isn't feasible, it's just, the owner, it's just time's not right now for him, for the owner, so.
I knew they were
Yeah.
gonna, somebody was gonna talk to them, and I
Yeah, I
just
think-
wondered if that had happened.
Yes, sir, I think that has happened.
Is it still on the market or no?
No,
No. So it got sold or it got pulled?
no, it just stayed, I think.
I did have one more thing, Ian. Do we want to have a road trip this year?
Sure, we usually do. We could discuss
Just like I did do it.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they're down there, my little.
If you want an idea.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we can work out, we can make some suggestions, send it around.
I'll drive this time.
Okay.
You'll drive your truck and put us all in the back.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
we have just one quick contractual stuff to just discuss real fast, and that's it.
Item 6, other business, any correspondence, reports, correspondence received? I guess that would be the,
Yeah.
okay. We do have the executive session, which is for contracts.
I make a motion to enter executive session for 1 VSA, section 313, to discuss contracts and invite Greg to join us.
Can I bring something up before?
That would be public, comment, and that's at the top of the meeting.
Not in other business? It was something that you all have been discussing during other business. Is that not how it's been coming up in the past?
If it was, do you refer to the trash dumping?
No, in the past couple meetings, it looked like you guys had talked about the apartheid-free thing. Was that not during other business? I thought I saw a note of it during other business.
It'll be an agenda item at some point,
Yeah.
correct?
Well, it's not directly related to that, but
It's town meeting.
Right.
So,
And the ballot initiative, or just the ballot process in general, is what I saw you.
Correct, yes, it was sort of getting better clarity and a proper policy for that.
Which is what I'm interested in.
Right,
Yeah,
because there
okay.
wasn't clarity before,
Sure.
obviously.
How can I stay up to date and involved in that?
I think I have your email, and so I can just add you to the list for select board meetings. It'll be, more than likely it would be in 2 weeks, that was when we start to look at policies,
Okay.
and that discussion will be in that. So I'm more than happy to send you the agenda, or if you have comments or anything like that, feel free to send them to me, and I can include them, and we can talk about them.
Sure, okay. At the point that that's an agenda item, will there be opportunity for me to speak from
Absolutely,
there? Okay.
yes,
All
yeah.
right.
Great, all right, thank you for coming. Okay, so we're now in executive session, let's see what's going on here. Let's see, remove. It's been removed, and I can close this up since